Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 203. Slippers or butt plug? In this week's episode, we are abusive. JFG Ash gets tethering. JFG Alex does woodwork. There's a bit of a rant in the news.
Angry chums, aren't we?
And finally, we talk a bit next gen.
Hello and welcome to the JFG podcast. This is episode 203. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing there?
Hey buddy, as always, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sparkling thoughts give me the hope to go on. It's fucking Wednesday again, mate. Jesus, it just comes round every week.
There it is, like
Right in the middle.
almost weekly.
It's almost weekly.
There it is. Just
It's not bi-weekly.
no, and thank God for that, eh?
I mean, imagine if we had to do 2 of these a week.
Fuck that, mate.
I couldn't handle it. I'd quit. There and then. Right now.
Game over.
Game over, mate.
Fuck it off.
But luckily, once a week.
Once a week.
That's
and
the fucking sweet spot, mate.
I think that certainly is, buddy, and what a lovely week it is, weather-wise, in England.
Ooh, beautiful.
You're talking to someone who has had their lunch outside the last 3 days in a row, buddy.
That's crazy.
Just sat outside in a t-shirt, eating my lunch.
That's big news.
It's unprecedented.
For fucking February.
Never
that's
happened
weird.
in my life.
Is that weird? That's weird, isn't it?
It's more than weird. It's frankly bizarre, but I'm certainly enjoying it. It's lovely.
Well, I can't complain. Definitely enjoying the heat. I enjoyed driving in the heat this week for 4 hours twice. So that's 8 hours of driving. Yeah, it was good.
No, go on then.
That. Oh, buddy, I've been down in Bristol the past 3 days.
It's a lovely city.
It is. Unfortunately, I didn't go into Bristol. I kind of just stayed on the outskirts.
No, he's missed it. Fucked it.
Yeah, I was so close.
Nearly.
I was so close. But yeah, because of that, I'm absolutely fucked this evening. I got back about 3 hours ago.
Nice.
And I am absolutely ball-bagged.
Well, what a lovely way to start proceedings. And
Indeed.
did you see the famous red panda Lady Hillary when you were in Bristol, buddy? Was that something that you saw?
I saw about 300 pedos.
Okay. I mean,
if that's anything to go by.
it's no. I suppose that's a form of zoo, but not
it's
not
a form
quite
of
the
zoo.
one.
No. No, I was down there filming an induction video for work.
Welcome to prison.
Yeah. Yeah, scumbag. Yeah.
Sure.
That will happen. So yeah, I was down there. It's been alright, like just full on every day. Like just all kinds of cock-ups as well. You expect when trying to work in somewhere else that isn't your normal place of work. No one really knows what the fuck's going on, and especially in prisons, they're not very fond of people bringing cameras in. It's kind of against the rules.
Or anything in, really.
But yeah, I mean, you can bring yourself in.
Yeah, that's one thing
know?
you can bring in.
But yeast, can't bring yeast in.
No.
No. Known fact. But
There's-
yeah,
It's just a sign. Those are the two things on it. Things
Yeah,
you can
obviously.
bring into prison, and then there's yourself with a tick and yeast with a cross, and that's it,
yeah.
buddy.
And that's
it.
all you need to know. Everything else, fill your boots, give it a go, see what happens, I
Yeah.
guess. It's not going to end well,
Nope.
I'd say. No. So yeah, I've been down there for the past 3 days, working, drinking a lot because there's nothing else to do in the evening. Stayed at the Premier Inn, so I just went to the pub and I had 4 or 5 pints every night, which was nice. Took my PlayStation with me though, buddy. So that was cool. I had a big fucking 40-inch TV in my hotel room. Plugged the PS4 into it. Off I went. No Wi. Well, it wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi, would it? It's ball bags. It has that security thing where you have to go through, enter your name and all that when you fucking email address to log in on your phone.
Yeah.
And it's I tried doing that on the old PS4 and it wouldn't have it. It was no mate, I can't connect. And I'm like, all right, let me try and route this through my. Oh, gone. Yeah.
No, I think you're going to say what I was going to say next. Obviously, the next thing you try is to connect your phone up and then hotspot.
Yeah. Obviously, try and tether my phone, and for some reason, Premier Inns, wherever you go, you don't get any signal when you're inside because I think it's made of lead or something. Literally outside 4 full G signal, inside not even any signal. But I did manage to get it, H plus or whatever it is, by wedging it up against the window.
Okay.
So the phone's there wedged up against the window with some internet. And yes, buddy, I managed to get online a couple of evenings and play a couple of hours of PSN online, which was nice. It got me through the evenings anyway. But
I have to say, though,
good.
100% confirmed the Premier Inn, they hate and will not accommodate gamers from your findings.
Wankers.
And that's worth noting when you're on your travels.
Avoid at all costs.
Yeah. Consumer advice, I'd say, buddy, from us there. Definitely.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a review of the place.
Yeah.
For gaming standards,
Yep.
I guess. Yeah,
Failed.
There you go. Failed. Absolute fuckeries.
Yep.
Yeah. Apart from going to Bristol, buddy, I went to Legoland, which I briefly mentioned last week. Stayed in a pirate room. That was cool. There was a little fucking pirate treasure map and stuff and riddle to solve when we got in there. So the kids went through, solved it, and got a bit of Lego at the end. That was nice.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, it was all right. There was loads of activities involving Lego there for the kids to do. They fucking loved it. There was a disco. It's incredibly overpriced. I think I paid about £8 for a pint of Stella. I was like, fuck me. That's ball bags.
That's extravagance, I would say, by anyone's standards.
Luckily, I'm not a schoolboy and I took a load of beers in with me.
There you go.
So once I had my pint glass, I just went back to the room and topped it up with proper beer. And continued to get shit-faced throughout the evening.
Fucking sweet, buddy. That's how it's done in many ways.
Gibbons beat. So apart from that, mate, just playing games. And another week gone, I guess.
There it goes.
In a good way, yeah.
Okay.
Take it as you will.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, buddy, not a lot from me because I've been away. What have you been up to, mate? Anything good? Apart from obviously eating outside, which is that's big news.
Well, yeah, unprecedented levels of eating outside, probably more than I did in the summer. So that's February for you apparently now. I don't know if this is the new norm, but if it is, that's absolutely fine. So I don't mind that at all. But yeah, I went back to the visual catastrophe that is the Medway Towns at the weekend, buddy.
Oh, nice.
Which was obviously unfortunate, although here I am, which means I made it out. So that's good. There's a lot of people from Medway who listen to this show. I don't know if they find it annoying as I continue to stick the fucking
would probably agree with you 100%.
Well, all I will say is anyone from Medway would probably be more than happy to stab me up, buddy. So I'm just giving it back, you know? Walk the mean streets of Gillingham and this is what you get. It's it's an unfortunate shithole, but there we are. I went back because that's where my parents currently live. I've been working on that, but they're still living there at the moment. So I went back because obviously we were away for, I suppose, my birthday celebrations before my birthday, which I worked. And then, my folks were like, oh, you got to come up. We need to see you and stuff. Like, happy birthday and shit. They got me some slippers, buddy. And they got me some socks. You know, getting old. So,
is that your first pair of slippers?
Yes, it's a questionable gift for someone who doesn't wear slippers. I guess what they assumed
once you try
was,
it, buddy, you will love it.
Well, no.
He's not a fan.
I can only assume that they thought the reason I hadn't been wearing slippers for the last 30 years was because I didn't have any. It's an assumption. I can see the logic. It's not insane.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What they didn't realise
could have got you a butt plug.
They could have done. So Same swings and roundabouts.
Assumption, I guess.
Yeah, but
no.
No,
They went slippers though.
The actual reason that I don't own any slippers is because I don't want any. So
it's fair dues.
So there
Understandable.
we are.
Just like the butt plug, I'm guessing.
Indeed, buddy. I get it every day.
Just don't want one.
But you have to wear them. So I get home every day. I take the butt plug out. I take my socks off, and and I'm ready for a relaxing evening, completely unclenched. So I don't know. I'll try them. I'll give them a go because it's the least. They're very nice. They're like those booty ones, like the Scandinavian-y ones, and that's quite cool.
Okay.
If I were to buy a pair of slippers, obviously not going to. Now I've got some.
Well, you don't need to.
If I'd gone out to get somebody, then I probably would have bought ones very similar to the ones that they've got me. So, taste was in the right area, I suppose.
Nice.
Just the practicality or their lack of that might be the issue there. But anyway, bamboo socks, buddy. Lots of bamboo socks. I want to talk about bamboo socks. I don't know if you're familiar with these. This is a thing now. They're socks made of bamboo. And I know what you're thinking, buddy. You're thinking, I don't see how that would work. Bamboo
it really doesn't make
like
sense.
Shoots of bark,
wood.
Yeah,
you're going to get splinters in your feet all the time.
They've done something to the bamboo to make it look exactly like socks. So you wouldn't know unless someone told you. And of course I will. I tell everyone I meet now that I'm wearing bamboo socks. It's basically the first thing I say. But bamboo socks, I got to say, buddy, seem to get less sweaty in bamboo socks. Which,
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there to everyone. You might want to consider taking a little run of some bamboo socks. So there we are.
See, now I find when I wear shoes or trainers or whatever that my feet get sweatier when I just don't wear socks. I mean,
absolutely.
What's that all about?
Well, that's I mean, that's you don't want that. You don't want that. What that's all about?
Anyone that doesn't wear socks, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. How can you wear shoes or trainers without socks?
Well, you're disgusting. Frankly, that's your problem because you haven't got that.
I feel like we're laying it on thick on many people this evening.
Yeah, well, they've had it coming for a long time. They've escaped it, but justice is finally here. It's caught up with them.
Here we go.
And this ongoing monologue of mine does tend to point towards the idea that perhaps I haven't been up to very much this week.
Yeah.
Went back to the Med, had a nice time with the family, had some nice food, had some nice beers. The missus has gone away, buddy. The missus, she's gone away for the week. She's in Leeds.
You're all alone.
I mean, someone has to be in Leeds, I suppose.
I mean, I've done my stint.
Yeah, you've done your time and many others. I think that's fair enough that you don't have to be in Leeds anymore. But yeah, she's up there. she was like, I don't know, it's in the middle of nowhere, this hotel, and apparently that's because at previous conferences, people have gone out and got like shit faced, so they thought,
standard.
Let's put this 20 miles from anything, so that it's really, really hard.
I bet there's still a bar there.
There is a bar.
Still get shit
It's
faced.
insanely expensive. We're talking Legoland prices, buddy. So difficult to get pissed. But yeah, she's like, they don't seem to have a cash point. And I was like, they must have a cash
handy.
point. She was like, no, they don't have a cash point. I was like, I'm not having this. So I gave him a ring. I was like, you got a cash point? And they're like, yeah. And they told me where it was. I gave her a ring. Yeah, tail between her legs, buddy. So there you go.
Lying to me. What's she lying about? What else is she
Exactly.
lying about?
This is how it begins. This is how it starts.
Lying about a cash point, then fucking.
Then what?
You just said she's got a second life.
Harem, mate.
know.
Yeah.
Fucking. You just don't know what's
Disgusting.
going on.
So yeah, only other thing I've done, buddy, is I bought a large piece of wood, and I and a saw and a hammer and some nails.
Yeah.
And I cut the piece of wood to the size
With the saw.
that I wanted it with the saw. And then I attached little feet to it with the nails using the hammer. And now I've got a little stand for my television. So,
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Fucking hell.
And I'm going to fucking leave it there, buddy. I think it's probably time to move on. Although, two things.
I need to know, did you varnish the wood? Is it painted?
No,
now,
it was
or-
some of that
just-
sort of the sort of white chip board, with the sort of it's got the resin finish on top. It's quite nice. I think I'm going to spray paint it actually because it's
fuck it.
It's white and that doesn't.
Might want to
really
do that outside.
Well, I've got a giant dust sheet that we tend to wrap the Christmas tree in, buddy. So I've been kind of working away, beavering away on that, if you will.
I suggest just put that over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the wood in there, and just go to town with the spray paint.
Yeah, little
Really.
torch. Stuck to my head and just fucking get involved because
Can't go wrong.
if I know anything about spray paints, buddy, it's that you should only use them in areas which are not ventilated.
Yes,
So,
yes, definitely. Yeah.
Two things, buddy, to finish off. Firstly, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the topic this week is video games. I mean, fuck me, no one could possibly be aware of that if this was their first introduction to the show.
Fuck them.
But it
I
is.
think we've had 2 people pop into the live stream already. They've fucked off.
They've
straight
left.
away.
Well, fucking
Yeah.
good riddance, frankly. You can all
They
fuck
don't
off.
understand.
And secondly, buddy, I must ask what you're drinking this evening.
Fuck, I'm on the Coke Zero this evening, buddy. I can't handle
Lord.
any more
It's all
beer.
gone wrong.
It's I've been drinking. What was it? The Reverend James. I think it is like the gold or whatever. It's been lovely, but after like 15 pints in 3 days, I'm like, that's enough.
That'll do, pig.
Just I can't physically function anymore.
Well, fair play.
So, and plus, it just means that I've got more beers on Friday this way.
That's a gibbon, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm on the Coke Zero with ice, no lime, obviously.
Lovely.
Yeah, so what you on, buddy? The standard?
I'm on the pint cans of Stella, buddy. Just so you know, that's what's going on. Normally, I tend to be a little bit careful these days. It's difficult to function as you get older and you keep drinking lots of pints in the evening, as you were just discussing. But the missus is away for the whole week. I'm sitting here on my own. My voice seems to have gone funny because of periods of intense silence followed by intense speaking, as obviously I have no one
of them
to talk to. So I sit here like completely silent for hours, and then maybe I'll go to work and I'll have to speak on a phone for 10 hours, and then maybe I'll come home and sit in complete silence until I go to sleep. At that point, whilst sleeping, I'm not talking either. Nor in the morning, and it seems to have had an adverse effect. I don't know. I suppose people who live alone would just adjust, buddy, but that's not really where I'm coming from on this. So if I'm feeling if I'm sounding a bit gravelly this week, then fuck you, I'm all alone. So there you are.
I mean, we're up for a cracking podcast with your don't know if you're going to be talking or not, and me just being fucking retarded.
Yeah, I mean, I've already
mentally.
also I've forgotten everything I've said so far because it was so utterly inconsequential.
It's true.
That I think it's probably time that we go and talk about what we've been playing, buddy. Do you want to get the ball rolling here? I see you've been playing some video games.
I've been playing a couple of video games this week, over the weekend and during the week.
Tell me all about
Look
it.
at this. I will. I've been playing the Trials Rising beta. I think
Hello.
it's Trials Rising. That's the new one. It's coming out now-ish sometime. It might be out now. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really care. Yeah, I chucked a few hours into this. Fucking smashed it. Because it's Trials, so nothing's changed there.
He's a seasoned
I don't
veteran.
really know what to report on this game. It's Trials again.
It doesn't run like shit anymore, so that's quite nice. But it still doesn't run
You say that,
particularly well.
but it doesn't run great. You know, there's still a lot of like popping of assets and stuff in the background. You're like, oh, okay, well, that's still an issue then. And
I mean, I can't talk about the performance in the alpha.
no, neither can I. But I mean, I had a black screen. And
No,
took me 10 minutes to finish that track.
it just
'Cause I
occurred to
couldn't see
me.
it.
It just occurred to me that just saying that phrase is all I need to say
Yeah.
about the performance in the alpha. In that I can't talk about it. So,
No,
but
it's
yeah,
fine.
buddy, how you been finding it?
Yeah, I mean, it's Trials, so I always enjoy the gameplay of that. It's still got like the enjoyable physics-based stuff. One thing in this, actually, that is pretty good, it has a fucking tutorial that makes sense. In previous ones, it's just like, yeah, get to the end and you win, or whatever. In this one, it's like, it's not all about just holding the trigger down, you retard, and going as fast as you can. If you
Yeah.
if you traverse the landscape like in a reasonable fashion, it means you go faster. So yeah, no, that was pretty good. So hats off there. They've actually, so many games in, they've made a decent tutorial on how to get around tracks and things like that. Frankly, though, this game's obnoxious and annoying in all the kind of ways that we hate. It's fucking full of loot boxes. Obviously, they're all cosmetic, though.
It's fine. They're still fucking annoying, even if they're
that's-
like not consequential to the gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. So they're popping off every time I level up and stuff like that. It's incredibly over the top. Did you ever play what was the game on Android and stuff?
Yeah.
Trials Frontier or
Yeah, I
something
didn't
it
play
was.
that, but I know
Yeah,
friend
you
of the
didn't miss
podcast,
out
Chris,
there.
was a big fan of that. I think that was one
Yeah.
of his first forays into the Trials universe.
Like, yeah, it was a good game. It's well put together on mobile, but it had that kind of it's got the same kind of gist to it, with all like the, hey, yeah, whoa, look at this, it's really cool, and here's a character and he's awesome, and yeah, you're really cool, in that annoying way.
Yes, yeah.
You know, kind of like Need for Speed was.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely like
and
bang on how it is.
yeah, and it's way too over the top.
This is
and it
Ubi
just
now, though,
doesn't-
isn't it? Like,
It doesn't need to be. I mean, you look back at like Trials HD, like it wasn't fancy or jazzy. It was just a game that had a really good, like, just the game mechanics in that game were fantastic. The control system worked really well, and it was incredibly addictive. Because I played the fucking balls off of it. And with all this pajazz or whatever, it's turning me off of these games in a way that is annoying, because I know the game's like, I'll enjoy it, it's fun, but I don't know. And at the end of the day, you know, I've played so many hours of Trials. Do I just want another Trials game? Like, I'm not going to enjoy it as much anymore. Because, like, with Trials Fusion, yeah, I got through all the levels and stuff like that, but I didn't put in all the hours and stuff like I previously did to try and get through, like, the extreme tracks. And I don't know. I feel like this game has, like, run its course for me. Either one day it'll be PS Plus or it'll go in the sale for, like, a tenner.
I think
And
the
I'll
big
pick it
problem
up.
is that people have been going on about how it's a return to form. And by that, they mean it's like the older games, and I mean, yeah, I suppose that's a good thing, but it's just the older games. Like, I just don't really.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the problem with it. Like they made a game that came out and it was fucking amazing, and how do you top that? You know, how can you make that game better? I think Evolution was a better game than Trials HD, the second one in the series.
It was a better package, certainly.
Yeah, it was a good step forward, including the multiplayer and stuff like that. But then after that, not really. There's not a lot you can do, and that's why they went down the whole gimmick route of fucking all that bollocks.
Yeah, I just think,
which is a shame.
Evolution is still the better game. It's better than this new game. It's better than the last game, and that's a bit of a problem for them, really. Yeah. Tricky.
So yeah, Trials Rising. If you haven't played a lot of Trials, this is a very good game.
Yeah.
And you will enjoy it a lot if you enjoy that kind of gameplay. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately for me though, I think I'm just a bit burnt out on Trials over the past God knows how many years.
Gibbons B.
So the second game that I've been playing this week is Anthem, buddy.
Ooh.
The BioWare looter shooter with EA as the publisher. They're the publisher, aren't they? Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just going to come out and say, obviously, yes, I'm going to enjoy this game. It's a looter shooter with all kinds of, with 4-player co-op. So for me, this is a perfect game to get stuck into. I've got like guys that I play with that have all got this game. So we've been going through the campaign and stuff together, having a blast, having loads of fun. So, is this game any good? I don't know.
Okay.
It's a tough one. Coming from my perspective as someone that likes these games, then I'm going to say yes, it is a good game. But if I break it down into, you know, gunplay, controls, visuals, and things like that, I'd say it's an above average game. I'd say, like, you know, your 7, 8 out of 10 kind of game, not your fucking stonker that you really want, like your 9s and 10s, but it's capable, it's functioning. I say functioning. I tried to fucking after Legoland, I came back on Saturday and I was like, yeah, I can't wait to fucking play some Anthem tonight. Logged on. I'd been banned from the EA servers for whatever reason, and I couldn't log on. And then apparently this was happening to thousands of people across the world, and that's always good when a new game comes out.
Yeah,
you can't log into it.
Well, I heard the day one patch actually made performance worse. I've been reading.
Yeah, it removed HDR. Which was,
cool. I've heard
clever.
a lot of stories about bugs and glitches here, and there's also been
there's been multiple times where we've had people in our party like get booted out of the party, not like out of the game, but like they've just been removed like halfway through a mission. It's like, all right, cool. For me, this feels like they had a deadline and they had to get it out on that deadline. And yeah, that probably would have been better if they pushed it back like a month or two just to get these things ironed out, especially after like the demo, or because it wasn't called a beta, I don't think it was. I can't remember.
It was called a demo, yeah.
Yeah, like for testing and stuff like that. You know, there was countless issues in that we reported on, and there still seems to be a few issues. It has been getting better as the week goes on. They are pushing forward with trying to fix this, which is good. They've addressed a lot of the issues, to be honest. Like you said, that day one patch made things worse, but also it made a billion things better.
I'm sure, yeah.
Like, to do with like mission tracking and stuff like that. There's a point in the game where you can't progress through the story, and this is a big thing that loads of people reported on. Without doing some like basic fundamentals, like get 50 melee kills and things like that. So before the patch, that wasn't. You know, you didn't acquire any of these stats until that mission was activated. Now, when you start playing from the get-go, it starts tracking these things, which is, a hell of a lot better. And the thing that annoys me with a lot of people saying, like, that ruins the, the flow of the game or whatever, having to go and do all these medial tasks. Like with games like Destiny, there's a point where it's like, well, you can't do this mission until you're level 15 or whatever. You go and do other stuff. And the thing is, like, all these like tasks, you can just go and do all the other challenges and stuff that you've got lined up. Like there's bounties or whatever. There's like if you go into free roam, there's like events that kick off every so often. And I was like, wow, cool. If this didn't force me to go and look into all of this other shit, then I wouldn't have found out about all this like extra content that was just knocking about. So for me personally, I was like, well, that's all right. I don't mind. It's, you don't want people to fucking just smash through the campaign and be done with it. You want them to go and explore. You want to show off your fucking game, really, at the end of the day, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, I can understand why people are like, why have I got to go and get 50 melee kills and all that? But
yeah, like,
I don't know.
If you want to show stuff off, then like write a campaign around it, I suppose, and missions.
Yeah,
but it's a busy work simulator, and you either like that or you don't. Like, and you can't have a go at this for having busy work in it when all games in this genre also do, and that's half the fucking draw for the people who like them. So,
and that's the thing. That's what I was saying. Like with Destiny, it's like, well, you can't get onto the next mission until you reach the level cap. It's the same in all of these games.
Yes.
So I don't understand why so many people went off on that, but like. They're totally allowed to. They can do what they want.
Well, I think a lot of people are really enjoying taking a run at this thing. I mean, I saw a lot of the journos have picked up on the fact that the sales stats are really low, but they're only the physical sales. And
yeah, exactly.
In the last 2 years, like digital sales have risen by like 250%. So it's not especially.
I think it's number one in Japan, which is
number
weird.
one in the UK. It's. Yeah, I think the one that was peddled out was it sold half as many physical copies as Mass Effect Andromeda. That was the big headline this week. Yeah, and it's like, but that game came out like 3 years ago. And
when digital sales were ball bags.
Yeah, there's been a skew over the last like 2 years. It was only a few weeks ago we were reporting that like digital sales are well over 50% at this point in the UK. So it's not especially fucking relevant, is it? And the big problem is that people don't seem to be able to track digital sales properly, probably because of the proprietary first-party stores. So
yeah, exactly.
Not ideal, but
no, definitely not. Graphically, this game is lovely. It looks really good. I've had a few issues with that same issue where you load in and then everything's a random color, and then it takes a second to load in. It doesn't take long for it to fix itself, so that's fine. I really, really like the world design in this, with the flying, especially with the flying. It's really fucking cool. Just being able to jump, get your jet boosters on and scoot about. But the verticality of the levels is just awesome. A lot of time has gone into this. So, you're going from area to area and you've got to like fly through different caves, either like fucking going straight down or up or all over the place. And then you've got all these like underwater caverns that you can just go and explore and be like, whoa, what the fuck's in here? And it's very, very good, well designed. Definitely a massive plus there for the game. There just seems to be a lot of exploration, which is, that's a fun game for me.
That's promising for a games as a service game as well, to have, if that world is up to scratch, then, it just opens up so many possibilities to what you can do with it.
There's like all kinds of lore and stuff in this if you want to dig into it. So there's a lot of story content if like past the main campaign to go into.
Yeah. Okay.
That was one thing else I was going to say, but I've forgotten it. But hey ho. Guns are all right. Guns are guns, mate. The best thing is the abilities. So you have L, R, and L1, R1, and then you have like your super ability, which is I think both of them together, or some button. I can't remember off the top of my head. But what you have things called primers and detonators. So say you have a primer on your L1. So that's like, say, ice. Yeah. So you freeze this dude. He's frozen. He can't move. And then on your R1, you've got like a fucking big old area of effect fire bomb. Fucking chuck that in there when he's frozen. You get big old fucking combo multiplier scores coming up. Big numbers, buddy. It's all about the numbers. You see big numbers. But no, it's nice. It adds quite a bit of tactical gameplay, especially when you're playing as a 4. Like, you could have like one person who gets up really close and personal. He can be like fucking priming everyone, and you can like your wizard guy. That's me normally at the back, just with big fucking balls of fire that's chucking them in, and then it's like boom, get rid of all the fucking NPCs and stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
It must be really nice now you're like not under the stairs anymore to return to your wizardy ways, buddy.
It's absolutely right. It is nice to get back to wizarding.
Yeah.
Whilst not being under the stairs.
You're a wizard.
So I mean, I've probably played about 12 hours of this game this week already, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I love seeing those numbers go up. There's all kinds of like crafting abilities. Obviously, there's some kind of fucking a third currency where you can pay money and get shit for. So I mean, fuck you cunts, really. But all the DLC for the year is going to be free, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes out over the year. They've already mentioned there's going to be 3 new acts. Act 1's coming out in March 19th, I reckon, around about then, halfway through March, to add to the story. The storyline actually is really good on this. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I mean, BioWare games obviously do have a strong pedigree there with their storytelling.
Kind of was always their thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So.
And it's good. It's getting the emotions flowing. You after a mission, you have the opportunity to go back to Fort. I call it TARDIS, but it's not like it's Fort something anyway. So that's like the main area where you can go and talk to NPCs. There's all kinds of conversations going on there. I think I spent about an hour the other night just walking around talking to everyone, trying to catch up on all the conversations. And that's one thing that I think I found odd in a co-op game. So you're in a team of 4 and you all go back to the fort or wherever it is, and there's like 20 people to go and talk to. So me being me, I don't want to be a guy that like holds everyone else up. Like if they want to go and do the next mission or whatever, I want to be like, right, yeah, let's go and do it. Like, and it kind of takes it away. You don't have time to go and invest into the story, like, which is very single player thing. If you get what I'm saying, like it's weird, and I think the balance between the two things doesn't really work in the game.
It's tricky.
It is. So yeah, Anthem. I'm going to be chucking some more hours into this. If I want to get to do some of the fuck what they called. I can't remember the big raidy things. The name of it. I can't remember. But anyway, I'll get to that in a couple of weeks and let you know how they get on. I managed to do one in the demo. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very cool. But yeah, I'll see how it goes in the future.
Nice, buddy. Yeah.
Gibbons Bean. So there you go. That's pretty much me for games this week. I was just fucking glad that I managed to play some, to be honest. Which was good. Since I was stuck in a fucking Premier Inn most of the time. So what have you been playing this week, buddy? Anything good? Or is it all shite?
I've been playing 2 things. Firstly, I've been playing some Dirt Rally and Dirt Rally VR. And that is absolutely fucking brilliant. I've been kind of getting the bug a little bit because obviously Dirt Rally 2.0 is out this week, last week, I suppose, for when this goes live. And yeah, I've heard it's apparently absolutely fantastic, but a little bit short of content, which has kind of sealed it for me, really, because if it's short of content and it's a sequel that doesn't have the VR of the first one, I'm not quite sure why I would buy it.
Yeah, no, I don't see why. Yeah,
I think I'd probably be better off just campaigning for everyone to pick up the original out of our lot who play together. because you can do multiplayer on that. Obviously you're not on the same screen, but there's kind of ghost races and you can do stuff together, and it's also got the rallycross stuff, which is very good on there as well. Obviously friend of the podcast, Paul's just picked up the wheel. The original Dirt Rally is fucking fantastic in my opinion. It's the best racing sim I've played. I hear that the new one is better. It feels better. I'm sure that that's the case. We can tell with the improvements that Cody's make to the F1 games every year, but it's only got 5 stages in terms of like areas, and none of them are snow. I think it's kind of criminal releasing a rally game that doesn't have a snow stage in it. It's not really on, and apparently the reasoning for that is that we're going to release a load of season pass and DLC packs in the coming months to flesh that out for more money. So they can fuck themselves because I've no interest in paying for half of a sequel. So there we are. That's that really. So yeah, Dirt Rally is fucking brilliant. If you haven't played it and you are into racing games, then it's fucking awesome. If you only have a passing interest in racing games, don't buy this game. It's really hard. You'll hate it. So there we go. But very rewarding if you're that way inclined. The game that I've been playing the most of this week, buddy, is it was just added to Game Pass. So I've been playing on the old Xbox, and it is Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I don't think you can call it the old Xbox.
It is the old Xbox. It is
though, isn't it?
It's yeah, in many ways. It's it's not an X, so it's the old one.
The old Xbox, yeah.
I don't know. It's I love my little Xbox. It feels like I've got some sort of Tomy fucking budget console. Is great. I just I don't buy
my first
yeah
console.
Man, Babby's first games machine. It does 4K like 200 hertz, but everything runs like shit if you do that, so it's useless. I haven't bought a single fucking game for it because they just keep giving them to me.
I like it.
It's brilliant. I've got used to the controller now, even though I still think it's basically a pile of shit. And it's I love it. Just fire it out, play little games on my own in silence, buddy. That's how I do. So Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They've added a few different games. I've got a bone to pick with them actually. I don't know what happened here exactly. Actually, my gold runs out today. I think I need to renew it. But hey, I was led to believe that I was getting Star Wars Jedi Academy for free as part of Games for Gold.
Games for Gold, yeah.
It was never on there. Like it was always a payment. You had to buy it. I don't understand. I need to look into it more, rather than be like some crazy old guy.
Was it just was it part of the backwards compatibility list?
No, it was.
No, I'm sure it was.
I thought it was on Games for Gold. I need to investigate further, but from what I could tell, I kept going on there because I know that they do like one or two games at the start of the month and 1 or 2 at the end, which is bullshit, by the way.
That's true.
Who can be bothered with that? Just give them to me now. They're old anyway.
Exactly.
But I'll probably have a look after the podcast to see if I can. But I couldn't download it, and it was like, oh yeah, 15 quid. Also, it doesn't appear to have online, rendering it useless. Yeah, I mean the campaign was fun in that game, but it's really old now. The thing I was excited about was playing it online, but apparently there was no online component to the backwards compatible version. So fuck that
bullshit.
Anyway, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the latest from the new Tomb Raiders. We've had Tomb Raider 2013 probably. We've had Rise of the Tomb Raider. That was probably 2015 or 16. And now Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which came out last year. And is absolutely fucking shit. I hate it. I think it's absolutely dreadful. It looks beautiful and runs really well considering it's running on Babby's first console. It's it looks great and but fucking hell. Like, I've always had like a massive problem with the voice acting and story in these Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, they're all Fucking terrible, mate. You're right.
I can't play this game. It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying that I can't even enjoy the gaming component. And not only that, but there's just so much of it. Like, there's so much fucking story. And the first, like, hour and a half, every minute or so, it fucking takes control from you and does some pointless cutscene. And like, the thing that was always best about these games was that you could basically kill Lara in loads of very interesting, grotesque and gruesome ways, because she fucking deserves it, because she's an annoying twat of a woman.
Obviously.
It's such a bad script. It's such a bad story. It's like a fucking pastiche of what it's trying to be. It's actually thinks it's serious. It's taking itself seriously. It's like a fucking spoof. And in the past, I was able to laugh at the story and enjoy the gameplay, but it's just too much this time. There's too much story. It's impenetrable. I can't stick with it. Like, I can't play it. It's a fucking rotten piece of shit of a game, and it didn't review especially well. But it's a fucking turd. This game is a turd. I can't play it, even though it looks nice, controls reasonably well. I can't play it.
Yeah,
it's just why I don't know why I would do that to me. I'd be lying on my deathbed, and I'd be like, oh, and do I have any regrets before I pass on to presumably nothingness? And I would think, no, I don't really have it. Oh, no, I do.
Wait there.
Playing Shadow of the fucking Tomb Raider.
There you go.
That's what I regret. Yeah.
And
that's
that.
not going to be me, buddy. That's not going to be me.
No.
Not this cunt. So, yeah. That's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, buddies. Fucking help yourself. Tuck in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give that a miss, I think, seeing as
Cool.
I didn't finish the last one.
Yeah, and I did,
Yeah.
and it was fine. Yeah, I don't need this. Life is far too short, and with that, buddy, I think it's probably time to move on. And now it's time for the news. Number one.
Number one.
You'll remember from probably last week's news, perhaps even the news before, maybe both of them.
Who knows?
That Activision and Treyarch and whoever, I don't care who it is, has crowbarred a terrible loot box system into Call of Duty Black Ops 4 many, many moons after its launch and subsequent reviews. It's apparently terrible. I wouldn't know. I'm not playing it. Why would I? But at the same time, it would appear that there's a slight sort of, just a little bit of a sort of unsettling in the waters there, buddy. Something that we would perhaps call separation syndrome.
Okay.
Something Bungie are very familiar with when it comes to Activision
I've
Blizzard.
heard of that.
So, Treyarch have been getting absolutely slaughtered, obviously, for this.
Yes.
Because they're kind of the face of the video game, regardless of who's publishing it.
True.
So, there were certain things that members of that team said a good year ago now about what was going to be the case with this game, how it's going to play out, how it will work in terms of, monetization and all of that sort of thing. And there were certain, I wouldn't say promises made, but things that were stated, namely that they weren't going to crowbar loot boxes into the fucking new Call of Duty game, which then they subsequently did.
Obviously went back on that.
Yeah, so they've been getting a lot of shit. And this week, Treyarch design chief David Vonderhaar sort of alluded to the fact that perhaps the studio isn't necessarily in charge of the decisions that are being made financially, like adding loot boxes and pay-to-win mechanics. This after he was basically accused of lying to the community in an interview. So this is what he said. He said, "Things change along the way, and not all of them are design decisions. Doubly true with the business side of things, which we have little insight into and even less control over." So he was essentially saying, it weren't me, Gov.
Yeah.
Activision did it. followed up by obviously this is kind of related to when they were doing kind of their roll call, their fucking, shareholder conferences and so on. Activision Blizzard head honcho and resident penis Bobby Kotick recently said that although the business achieved record-breaking profits in 2018, they still didn't realise their full potential.
It's true. Yeah, get that.
With the similar left ball bag of ActiBliz operating chief Coddy Johnson, buddy. Coddy Johnson.
Like it, yeah.
Coddy Johnson and Bobby Kotick.
Yeah. Top guys.
Coddy Johnson said, in-game execution was inadequate in some of our franchises, and we saw weaker than anticipated retail demand. He's talking about monetization.
He is.
Our 2019 outlook assumes that we will not improve in-game monetization as quickly as we would like, and that it is a transition year where we have less new major content to release than we should. So yeah, that's some people in charge of video games talking about video games there, buddy. In my opinion, they're all cunts.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it isn't Treyarch's fault. Like, you fucking sold your souls, cunts, and you're making a lot of money.
Of the day, that's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you may feel that you're suffering for your art. I tell you, the consumer really is. Really, really is. So, think about that.
I mean,
either way.
Now, finally, they're seeing... I don't know, like... Are in-game monetization's like still a massive thing? Is it like a huge revenue like it used to be like a year or two ago?
Yes.
They're still fucking
100%.
Yeah, good.
Well, it's in everything. The reason that we don't talk about it as much is because...
Are they making as much money as they used to? Or
yeah,
are
they are.
Sick of it yet?
No, everyone's still buying these games.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, the games, but like the in-game shit, are people still fucking spunking money on that? Like, I mean,
I'm sure they are. If you step outside your house and just maybe have a wander about for a few minutes, you'll come home and you'll think to yourself, yes, people are spunking their money up the wall on costumes and bullshit and DLC and half-finished fucking Dirt 2.0 games, or Activision fucking doing their loot boxes in COD, or Anthem releasing their first season, like whatever, man. Like, fuck this fucking industry. Oh, it's been a while since we've had a good old rant. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm not buying any of this shit, and I'm going to suffer miserably because games are being released with less and less content in them, and if you're not willing to fucking pay out the extra, then you're just getting far worse products.
Yeah.
It's a little unfortunate, but it's the way it's going, and people keep buying them, so...
No, yeah.
Anyway. Moving on, number 2. Comical chappy Reggie Fils-Aime.
Yeah.
He's a funny looking gent. Reggie Fils-Aime. Reggie Fils-Aime is retiring from his role as Nintendo US chief. He's been the head honcho for quite a while now, buddy, and he's a likeable chap.
He is.
He's going to be replaced by the spectacularly named Doug Bowser.
It is. It's Doug Bowser there.
That's his name.
That's his name. I feel like he changed that.
I feel like Reggie announced his retirement, and the powers that be, they're like, "Fucking get me Bowser."
Yeah.
Someone
called Bowser.
Someone called Bowser. It's not a joke. That is this man's name.
It is.
And Bowser was previously at Electronic Arts. So best of fucking luck, children, with your little switches. Enjoy. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see like a former EA chief, perhaps as a Muppet. I don't know. It's a description that is kind of perhaps bang on for most
Yeah.
EA executives.
I mean,
but we'll
there's
see.
been pictures floating around of him like building Labo kits and stuff with his kids and things like that. You know, classic Nintendo. Yeah, it's all about the family.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
We're
they
the-
should have just dressed
we're the
him up
nice
in a
guys.
Bowser outfit. Really, that would have done it for me. I'm on board.
We're the likable ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Now buy some NES games for £8.
yeah. That you,
So, yeah,
fucking that you've bought.
It's
on
going to
the
be
previous
interesting to see
10 Nintendo
how
consoles
that
or
goes, because I think they've been pretty stable under Reggie. He's done a
Yeah,
pretty
no,
good job.
he's done a very good
overall.
job, I'd say. Nintendo
yeah.
US, yeah.
Almost it from me, buddy. Not much news this week. Obviously, important news here, though. Untitled Goose Game has been delayed from early 2019 to later in 2019. This is Untitled Goose Game, which is the name of the game. The game is called Untitled Goose Game. You play a mischievous goose who is getting in all sorts of shenanigans.
Classic.
Maybe you get chased by the farmer. Oh, look, he's stealing some keys. It's Untitled Goose Game, buddy. And unfortunately, we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that one.
That's sad.
And also the case with my final piece of news this week, buddy. Stardew Valley. Kind of been keeping tabs on this for a while now. Really looking forward to that online co-op going live on the consoles. This is launching on Android in March, so that's kind of cool. And update is that the PS4 and Xbox online co-op modes testing's going very well, and they're a couple of months away. So you should expect to see them sort of May, June time.
Nice.
Stardew Valley is a cool little game.
It is. It's a very good game.
Gibbons. So that's it from me, buddy. Not very much from me, but, you know, not very much has happened. Or I'm getting more and more stringent on what constitutes news. Either way,
think-
it's time for me to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well. And that, of course, is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favorite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Few things once again this week. A lot of it to do with Microsoft, but let's first start off with Hitman 2's entire first mission is now free to download. Go get it, you fuckers.
Yeah, it's great.
Good. It's a cool first mission
Big
as
level
well.
to give away.
CD Projekt have released the soundtracks from Gwent and The Witcher 3 on Spotify. So if you want to listen to that on Spotify, you can now. Or just
Nice.
put it on YouTube and you'll find it there, just like everything else.
Everything's on YouTube.
I'm just going to save all the Microsoft stuff for the end. Next, buddy. There was like a Nintendo Pokemon Direct or something today or yesterday, at some point, anyway, during this week. And they announced a new Pokemon game. Yay! It's the 8th generation of Pokemon, called Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Okay.
Coming out this year on the Nintendo Switch. So this will be like the first Pokemon game, story Pokemon game for a home console / handheld.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a little video on it. It looks pretty cool. It's not the. I mean, we knew quite a while ago that it's not going to take the same form as Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where it's very cutesy. Well, it's still going to be cutesy. It's fucking Pokemon. But where all the animal or Pokemon are out and you can see them, it goes back to the original thing of walking around in the grass and being attacked by random things, it looks like. But it looks cool. Looks like it's fully flushed out, like 3D environments and stuff like that. Very interesting. I'll be keeping an eye on it because, you know, everyone loves Pokemon, mate. No fact.
Gibbons. Very popular.
So finally, I've got 3 things from Microsoft here. Firstly, we're going for Xbox and Nintendo. They're going to bring Game Pass streaming to the Switch. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the background between these two guys at the moment, but it's very interesting as things develop, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's already the opportunity to like unlock, or soon to be to unlock like achievements and stuff, like whilst playing on the Switch. and now they're on about bringing like part of their game library to the Xbox app on the Nintendo Switch. Just quickly scanning through this, it's using Microsoft's xCloud technology, so it's just going to be a streaming platform. So first part is like Halo could possibly be on this, which would be mental.
Would be crazy, wouldn't it?
I mean, so you could theoretically just buy a Switch and then have all your Switch games and then Xbox Game Pass as well?
As someone at Nintendo fucked someone they shouldn't and Microsoft have got the pictures or something, I don't really get what's going on here. I don't understand.
I don't know. But I mean,
are these not direct competitors to one another, regardless of whether they would publicly say so or not? And are they not now like collaborating on?
I don't know. But it's
probably the bigger question it is weird. Like, does this maybe cement? I mean, Nintendo came out relatively recently. We reported on it sort of just before Christmas, where they were saying they might not make another like home console. They might stick to like handheld shit and stuff. And like it feels almost like they're kind of maneuvering themselves into a position where Microsoft can be like, okay, you know, we'll supply you with fucking software. Like, what next? Like hardware? Is Nintendo going to be like a fucking program or something? It's weird, isn't it? It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Next is rumor has it that Xbox One games are being tested on PC. So, I mean, there's already a few Xbox One games on there, but, you know, they're PC ports. But this is actual just every single fucking Xbox One game possibly could come to PC. Like, pop the disc in, off you go.
Man, I mean, Game Pass it'd really take off on PC if they could manage that.
I mean, yeah, because after looking at the Game Pass, like after logging into your account and seeing what games are available, there's not many. But yeah, if this was the case of fucking, you know, that would mean that I don't have to buy an Xbox One. I could just use my PC and we could play shitloads of games.
Gibbons, I'm up for that.
That'd be kind of cool.
I love games.
Love games. There's no like date or anything on this, but it's just like people saying the Xbox One file format is .xvc. It's going on about DirectX installations and stuff like that. But once again, Microsoft fucking pushing forward, trying to get their fucking fingers in every single pie, I guess.
Including the military, by the seams,
yes,
buddy.
Yeah, I have seen that about HoloLens. That was, interesting. Hey ho. Finally, buddy, Microsoft revealing multiple consoles at E3 this year with Halo Infinite as a launch title, possibly, maybe. Who knows?
Fucking hell. There you are.
Yeah, so...
Very mixed week of news from Microsoft.
Yeah.
In case anyone just wanted the fucking strap line of the US Army thing that's been kind of making mainstream news as well as gaming news. Microsoft has agreed a $480 million contract with the US Army to supply HoloLens to, in the words of the Army, improve lethality.
You got to get that lethality.
Presumably in weaponry and drones and stuff. And Microsoft employees who've obviously been working on this for some time, not especially happy about that. They've formed an alliance called the Microsoft Workers for Good, and they're calling for it to be cancelled. Brad Smith's been out this week and been trying to defend it. I'm not sure how you defend it, but yeah, not cool. Kind of unbelievable, really. Not a very large sum of money for Microsoft to sell their souls to the fucking devil, but. Yeah,
that will happen.
Anyway, buddy,
quickly, buddy, just check my phone now. The Respawn Star Wars game, it will be revealed on April the 13th. There you go.
I'm really excited about that, man. I really am.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's going to be like a single player game that I can just enjoy without all the bullshit. I'm probably wrong.
It's EA though, buddy.
It is EA. That's very true. Not the best.
But yeah, anyway, I'm looking forward to the April 13th now, buddy. Should be good.
That's a fucking gibbon.
Cool. So there you go. There's my news, favourite things for this week, buddy.
Well, thanks very much, buddy. That was your news. Before that, of course, was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news.
Ooh.
And now it's time for Out This Week.
Let's take a look at some games coming out this week. Probably filled with microtransactions, loot crates, pay to win mechanics. Because fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Buy our shit.
That's out this week. Yes.
Sure is, buddy. Not very much out this week, but we do have the PS Plus and Games for Gold lineups. Games for Gold.
Games for
so,
Gold.
Yeah. PS Plus. We start off with PS Plus. Of course, this is this the first month that we don't have any?
Yes, Vita
like PS3
and PS3.
or Vita.
Yeah, but we do have 100
Yeah.
gig of storage in our whatever.
We do, but I would rather have had the crossplay games
Yes,
because there've
I
been
like
some gems.
Yeah, the retarded ones.
Yeah.
They're always good.
Either way, the PS Plus this month, the month of March, it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered and The Witness are the two games. I'll play some COD Remastered.
Yeah,
I'll play
buddy,
a bit
I'll
of
do
Modern
that.
Warfare 2.
And now I'll be like, this is well shit.
I play it safe in the knowledge that I never paid for it, and
Exactly.
fuck those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously some money will trickle down, but you know, not very much of mine.
Yeah.
Pennies, mere pennies. As for The Witness, if you haven't played The Witness, then prepare for your mind to be boggled and blown, because
If you like
you've
lines
never-
and puzzles.
do you like lines? Do you like panels? Do you like an island?
Yes.
Then you won't believe what Jonathan Blow has in store for you. It's an island full of line puzzles, and
yeah.
we would both highly recommend it. This made it onto our Game of the Year
Yeah.
lists, and is fucking fantastic.
What a game.
So this is a game that had me trying to think for the first time in years. It had Ash
yeah.
drawing physical diagrams.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Definitely good. And that's a pretty good PS Plus lineup, considering we've lost those extra games.
Yes.
You could argue that a couple of blinders like that maybe would be preferable to 7 Shades of Shite.
Yep.
But yeah, there we are. In terms of games for gold, we've got a very weird lineup here. Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion,
Yep.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance,
Right.
a word that presumably seemed like a good idea at the time. We got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, a game which was frankly given away for a
Yeah.
very long time, and I think it was £1 at one point on the store. And the original Xbox game Star Wars Republic Commando, which may or may not be fucking available. Maybe they're just gonna put a game on this
knows?
list every month that isn't
Yeah.
available as a sort of
Put some Star Wars
Ashton
games up there.
Kutcher-esque. Yeah. So, I don't know. I need to investigate the Jedi Academy thing before I crucify them further. But either way, that's a very weird lineup. I'm not really sure what to make of it. I only know that I'm not really interested in playing any of those games. So,
I'm trying to think. I think it was Republic Commando that I really fucking enjoyed. That's like the team-based shooter. I think I had that on
I
PC.
can never remember them all.
So many.
Yeah.
But yeah,
have
I'm
been
going to go with
very
yes.
many.
It was fun.
Yeah, I might have to give that a try then, if it lets me.
If it lets you. yeah.
Metal Gear Rising, no,
Yeah,
probably
fuck
not.
that. No.
Adventure Time, I wouldn't have thought so.
No,
And
Plants vs Zombies, no.
no, you know. So yeah, probably a victory for the PlayStation if this is a battle.
Yeah,
which of course
they win
of
this
course
month.
it is.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yep. Elsewhere, what do we have? We got Devil May Cry 5 coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This is a game that is in a series that I don't really give a fuck about and never have.
No.
But apparently this one's shaping up to be a rather good one, if you like that sort of thing.
That's not us,
There you
though.
are. No, perhaps not.
Maybe you would enjoy it this day and age.
Possibly. Maybe it's just a bit of fun. S&Gs, if you will. I'm not sure. Elsewhere, we've got Total War 3 Kingdoms, if you like a bit of RTS. And who doesn't? That's coming to PC this week.
True.
And finally, and probably most interestingly, we have Left Alive. That's coming to PC and PS4 this week. It is a video game from Square Enix, and it looks pretty cool. It's like a survival shooter. It's launching worryingly close to the new Metro, is something that I would probably sort of point to.
Yeah.
But I've seen some footage of this thing, and it looks kind of cool. So maybe it'll be kind of cool. I'm looking forward to reading some reviews, seeing some footage. We haven't bought a game for a while, so...
It's true, we haven't bought a game.
You know, ripe for the picking, possibly time. But either way, buddy, that is out this week. What'd you make of all that fucking shenanigans?
The games that are out this week. Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, I mean, we said it the other day, the other week on the podcast, like, what games are coming out this year? I don't know. Like, fuck all.
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
It's-
bit weird.
It's a funny one, mate. Are we just getting too old for this?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really seeing anything for me, but you've still got interest there, haven't you? You've got, like, Anthem, The Division 2, that sort of thing. Crackdown, of course, conspicuously absent from my list of what I've been playing this week. Funny
Nice.
that.
I don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah, strange, weird.
Odd, yeah.
Certainly, it's getting to the point now where I seem to be struggling to find a game each month that I actually want to buy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of smaller games, a lot of indies and stuff that I am interested in, and I think I need to start splashing the cash day one on some indies because they're cheap anyway, and
That's true.
I'd like to support some good development studios who aren't trying to, like, fuck me in the arsehole. So that would
Not
be nice.
yet anyway, buddy. There's still time.
They'll get there. They haven't got the they haven't got the studio to put those mechanics in place yet,
That's
buddy.
true.
You can't create 3 different forms of currency when you're a studio of 3 people. It's just hard work. But
That's
they'll
like
get there.
one each.
They'll get there.
Not
That's
possible.
one each. Yeah. You take the V-Bucks. Yeah. That's how it works.
Nice.
Every week, we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk.
So I thought we'd perhaps finish things off, buddy, with a very brief discussion about the next gen. Obviously, there's been talk of the new PlayStation this week. It's kind of been in the news because Sony registered another patent to do with backwards compatibility,
Yep.
which kind of suggests that they might be mobilizing. Obviously, as you mentioned in your news section, Microsoft.
Yeah.
speaking
possibly announcing 2 consoles.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to be revised
course
Xbox
they
Ones, but it gives us an excuse either way to maybe talk about what we're after when it comes to next gen, because that train keeps on rolling, buddy, and we're heading towards. I don't know when, really. I mean, I think originally you were saying that you thought
End of this year.
end of this year. I was kind of thinking maybe a year on from there. We'll see, I suppose. But in terms of what we actually want from a next gen, have you got any real thoughts about that at this point? I know it's kind of early days.
I would
but
like a quieter console, really.
yeah, I think we
That
can
would
all
be
agree on
nice.
that one.
Like, obviously, they have issues, not issues, but, they have limitations with size. They can't be fucking massive, so they've got to get in little fans that go really fucking fast, Understandable. I guess, I mean, like the news that Sony have been passing the backwards compatibility for the PS4 games, and there's rumors of them doing the one for like every PlayStation game. I'm not too fussed about every PlayStation game, but it'd be very nice if I could play my entire PS4 catalog on the next one, seeing as I have a lot of games.
We've made a big investment there, the biggest we probably ever have in any console cycle.
It's because it's all digital, whereas previously we'd be buying physical ones and we'd be trading them in and, getting our money backs and stuff for that. So it's a case of, we've got a massive library there of games that I'd still like to, if not like play, but have access to. I mean, that's one good thing about PC. Like, you get a new PC, you still got all your old games, they'll still run and stuff like that. Well, most of them will run anyway. So yeah, that would be a big one for me, I'd say. Sticking with the PS5 again, I definitely want my VR headset and steering wheel to work with it. That would be a fucking massive bonus. Because if they didn't, I would be pissed.
I'm certainly with you on the VR front. I mean, I don't see any reason why you can't make that headset backwards compatible, because it's a fucking screen.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So, obviously fidelity-wise, it would be you'd take a hit, I suppose, versus a sort of newer headset.
With a better console, they're going to be able to render frames at a quicker rate, and things like that. So it can only benefit the VR games that have already come out, I would think.
Yeah, I would say so, and also that attachment rate to PSVR to release a new console and
to
fuck everyone off.
Nice.
You can't. They can't afford to cut all of those people loose who have bought that headset. It doesn't make any sense from a business standpoint at all. So I think we can pretty much almost guarantee that it's going to be something that works with the new system. And as for the backwards compatibility, as you say, signs are looking good in that respect. That, as you say, I'm not fussed about PS3 games, PS2 games, PS1 games, but certainly PS4.
Yeah.
With the way that Microsoft has done their kind of upscaling technology as well.
Exactly.
They've shown how nice it can be.
Yeah, and talking about that, obviously... Microsoft have had many kudos points, or whatever you want to call it, for their backwards compatibility, being able to play original Xbox and 360 games. So I'm guessing, Sony have been like, oh shit, we really need to do that as well. And if we don't, we're going to look like a bunch of cunts.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of been the way it's going. This generation is they've been more popular. They've kind of behaved worse. Tends to be the way. I mean, they get away with it more because they're ahead.
So. Yeah, and that's troubling for the future. Obviously, I want it to run 4K 60. I mean, that's
the big thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And now that I've got the telly and you've got the monitor, we've actually got panels that will do that. It's very much the thing that I want as well. I certainly don't want any higher than 4K.
No, there's no need. There's absolutely no need right now to have like 8K.
I mean, at this point in time, obviously, from the way things have kind of gone for me recently, I don't really know what I want from a new console. Like, as you say, the quietness would be nice. But my shitty Xbox is very, very quiet. My PlayStation obviously is 6 years old and has been on for tens of thousands of hours. So,
exactly.
I can't really take a run at it for it, but in terms of innovation, I don't really know.
You need a mad box for that, buddy.
You need a fucking mad box. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think people for thinking outside the box and stuff. That's like for Nintendo, I guess. Really, for all that kind of stuff. I literally want a fucking box that will play games at a cracking frame rate at 4K, and I haven't got a fuck about with really. I just fucking turn it on and I play my games at an unbelievable resolution and frame rate.
hospitality stuff, like it drives me absolutely mental how shit the PlayStation is for like doing updates and stuff.
Yeah, that needs to fucking sort itself out. I want a solid state hard drive in there as well.
Solid state, yeah, or at least you know, 2 hard drives in there, a solid state to
or a hybrid drive.
Yeah, something like that would be lovely. I mean, yeah, just all sorts, like, you know, rest modes never really works the way it should, and they never really fucking fixed it.
There.
Yeah, and after about 2 years of owning my PlayStation, I couldn't really leave it in rest mode anymore because I could hear the fucking fan going when it was in alleged rest mode.
What's that all about?
Thinking, how much power am I fucking wasting here? I turn my console off every time I finish using it and turn it back on.
Yeah.
But then I suffer from the update thing where it, you know...
I tell you what, since I did all my cabling for the router into my room, into my office, let's say, fuck me, PSN is downloading so quick. I downloaded a 10 gig update for Anthem, the day one patch, in 7 minutes.
That's very tasty indeed, buddy.
Fucking hell, that is crazy. It's awesome. So fucking hats off to them there, actually, because that was fucking diabolical, the download speeds on that it used to be. Absolute wank. But now,
they really have improved that now. It's very strong. It'd be nice if one of these consoles came out sometime and actually had a decent fucking Wi-Fi card in it as well. That'd be nice.
I mean, yeah, the PS4 Pro's got the 5 gigahertz in there, and it's a million times better than the 2.4. Like, the 2.4 is fucking terrible.
This is old. That's old technology, isn't it? It's
decent Wi-Fi, I guess.
Wireless charging as well would be nice. If it had maybe a panel on top of the console that you could just sit the controller on and it'd charge up.
That'd be
that tech's been around for ages now with mobile phones.
That would be fucking awesome. Actually, yeah, you're right. I was just looking at the PS4 Pro, thinking, oh yeah, more USB ports maybe, because like all mine are fucking. There's something plugged into all of them all the time. I've got to change them out for when I put my VR headset in and stuff like that, and got to charge the wands now as well at the same time. But yeah, your idea of wireless charging like solves the majority of my issues there.
Yeah, I'd very much like that. But I think the biggest problem for me, and we've done this across multiple generations, before the podcast started, we've always had an idea of what we'd want from a new system. But for me, the problem at the moment is the video games. And a new console isn't going to change that.
No.
It's a bit of a fucking issue, frankly. But that's where we are at the moment. So, I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, what they do next, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm always excited for new fucking technology and, well, especially video game shit. Like, and I'll fucking jump in early doors as I always do because of, you know, it's new shit, buddy, and it's going to look amazing.
Gibbons.
And there'll be no games on it to start off with, and they're all run like shit.
And we'll look back in 6 years' time and be like, oh, what's our most played game? And the answer will be FIFA 21, regardless of its quality.
Yeah, because it was the only game that was playable at the time it came out.
Yeah, some fucking Need for Speed or whatever.
Yeah,
and
love Need for Speed.
Hours of Madden or something. I don't know. Anyway, there we are.
No, nice. Yeah, it was a cool little fucking... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely the main things is just graphical prowess, I guess, and just awesomeness.
Yeah, just beans. Even if you don't like, even if you're not into like big games, even if you're buying like lots of indie games or retro games, you know, you just want it to be able to handle that like effortlessly. Yeah. And how about a dashboard that just fucking works properly?
Just smooth.
Doesn't chug along.
Yeah, like why is it got to be so shit anyway?
Yeah,
I don't mind about like extra features and stuff. Yeah, obviously, I'd love Spotify integration to continue because I've found that absolutely fantastic on the PS4. I think it's coming to Xbox One soon, or it has already. I remember hearing something about Spotify doing a deal with them.
Yeah, I've got it on there.
Okay, there you go. It's already there.
Yeah,
I think that's cracking.
PS4 doesn't seem to mute its in-game music.
Yeah, that needs addressing.
Don't know why, but
I don't know. It does on some games and doesn't on others. It's very weird.
It is.
But yeah, like apart from that, I mean, everything fucking can play. Netflix, all these like additional apps and stuff, like they're just fully integrated now. Like, I mean, they used to be fucking big deal kind of things. Like when the 360 kind of brought that out, I was like, fuck yeah, this is cool now, having like a media hub. But now it is what it is. And with TVs having so many integrated apps just built into themselves now, it doesn't really matter about the extra crap. But definitely the music side of it, that needs to be there.
Yeah, totally. I mean, since I got my new telly, I haven't used any of the media apps on either console. But as you say, like that's not the case for everyone. And also, the music is like vitally important because you want it on when you're playing games.
Exactly.
So, just makes sense. Cool. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode, what are we on, 203? Yeah, 203.
Yeah,
there we
203, mate.
It's been a chirky little ride. And
it was a struggle to start with for me, buddy. I'm not going to lie.
It's been a ranty one, and I think that's probably got something to do with my burgeoning health problems and your recent devastating travel.
Yeah,
so, coupled with a few pint cans of Stella, buddy, and I've been fucking...
that will just fucking happen, mate. You know,
cruising
every now
for a
and
bruising.
again, you just got to let loose, let your hair down.
A release. Yeah, exactly.
You know, you got to
Exactly.
take hold of the situation and just
Do it.
beat the hell out of it.
Take your butt plug out, or maybe pop it back in.
Who knows?
And, yeah, well, it's just been nice to have someone to talk to this evening, buddy, frankly.
You're
So
welcome.
thanks for that.
I'm
Indulging
available
me.
tomorrow as well if you need someone.
I might be about. I might be down the pub. I'm not sure.
Solo pubbing.
I think friend of the podcast Paul's around. but,
Actual socialising, not...
Yeah, like going out and stuff. It's, I don't know. It's certainly overrated, but I might consider it.
Okay, buddy.
Well, thanks so much, everyone. We'll be back next week, presumably less angry, having got this out of our system. But I hope you enjoyed that anyway. It's always nice to hear a couple of crazed dickheads on the internet ranting about things they don't understand. You know, life. So we'll catch you next time, buddies. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JFG podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Street Beat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is /the JFG podcast, and our Twitter handle is @the JFG podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv /the JFG podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join, just search the JFG podcast on there, and we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.